All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming with a message here. And I was just wanting to share some things with you. Um, I realized that the Father has given much word out to where the servants of the Most High should be busy. You should have your mouth full of the word. But because we're in a time, not a time, but a day, you hear very little voices in the land. And I, Sister Deborah, can vouch for that. You don't hear people coming and bringing forth anything in during this day and time. But I'm so grateful for the message that he gave me to show me that the gate that he created that is narrow is really as narrow as he have said that it would be, and how the faith of those are going to vanish, and the falling away shall vanish. And it's such a mystery in that it is a hardcore mystery in it, because I wouldn't have never thought that in that day, since I'm waiting for those who are of the light to appear, I wouldn't have never thought that there is still a moment before the man of sin and redemption comes, right when the falling away is. And that is a different falling away. So there is a falling away of people who once used to stand and have some sort of light, or some sort of spirit and truth, some sort of faith, some sort of something, because he's saying that that's where the falling away is going to take. That has to take place. The Most High would not be talking about the world falling away, because the world was never in that position to be in a place to fall away. So I know he's talking about the realm that one could actually say is the spiritual realm. There's going to be a falling away from the faith. Now, y'all got this faith. And for you to fall away from that, that means you can get blotted out. You can get, whew. So what I'm talking about right now, I want to talk about how the different battles that the Most High is going. See, I didn't know it was that many, but it is. There are battles that the Father is going to war with the Most High Yah that He has set. I know that during tribulation, during that time, and when a Yeshua come, I know that there's going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of nation against nation. I knew that was going to take place. I knew all about that. But the terrible time of Yah, is a different time. It seemed to be a set moment where the kingdom, the host, the army of Yah is going to come in. And let me tell y'all got it all wrong. Y'all have it all wrong. And to me, it's almost like it's meant for people to be half cocked. I put it like that, meaning they nowhere near what is set before us. They are nowhere near it, because I'm looking at the terrible day that's Amos and Joel and them was speaking about the sun and the moon, and how this is the terrible day of Yah. There's a battle, y'all. There's somewhere where he coming in killing up people. And then you go into Revelation and you see where the other beasts that comes, the four beasts come from the pit of the bottomless pit. They comes up and there's a war to kill many of those. So I'm telling y'all got this thing wrong. Something is where it's going on that people have it all wrong. Then I go over to Ezekiel and with God and Magog, and I sit back and look at the war that he's going to have started. And the war of his sword is going to cause every man to turn their sword against one another. And that's going to be the Gentiles and the heathens. And I'm like saying, with God and Magog. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's the separate war from the war of the terrible day of Yah, when this other war come in and sweep out, destroy and kill. I'm like saying, Father, they got you bit. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, as I explained to y'all once before, when we talk about he's the beginning and the end, he's the Alpha and Omega, we can tell who he was in the beginning and his creation. And the sad thing is, many of y'all don't even know nothing about his creation and how he had orchestrated everything during his creation, because man has taken it all out of order. But that end, y'all better recognize that end is no play. That end is no play, y'all. Let me tell you, anytime he's going to cause his sword, and he said it's going to cause all men that have a sword fight against one another with their sword. So it ain't going to be like he have to do anything. You have them killing each other. Just like when you get into Matthew's 24, where in verse 7 said kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. That's a war, y'all. It's just so much destruction, and it's just amazing to me how you don't hear nobody teaching or preaching it or even expounding on it as if it's something that we should be paying attention, should be speaking on. I know too much issues in the world that everybody is bombarded by, and all into all the cares in the world and the things that's happening in the world. So they're triggered totally off. But as I was looking at all these cases, and I realized we haven't touched that realm yet. So there is a lot of things taking place, y'all, where the Father is going to be throwing down, doing some really powerful things. And it has to do with killing, people dying, people being destroyed. So I myself sit back and I try to say to myself, when will this time be? When would you do it? Hey, I don't even want to know, because I know what I know now is that it's before us. So we can stand around and we can make it look like, I ain't gonna say we, because let me get myself up out of that. People can sit and make it look like that everything is about what's taking place in the news. And a lot of that is to take your focus off any and everything that's to come. Because when it all said and done, like I was telling this other page of this individual, when it all said and done, just imagine how those who was ruling the four corners, they ain't gonna die. They already underground, y'all. They covered. They are covered. They're gonna probably die of a natural cause or just dying of old age. Because see, they have to tear down this country, and they doing everything they can to do so. A lot of times we're looking over at Iran. Iran is setting up to participate in tearing up this country. But before anybody come to touch this country is going to tear up itself from within. And I sit back and even look at this little case with these melanated people being hung on trees and being murdered. But guess what? That's not going to be nothing compared to when they start going after each other. It's going to be on. And it's not going to be black and white. It's not going to be Chinese and black. No, it's going to be white on white crime, which it is right now, and at great numbers. But by the media and the news keeping it out of the news, they thinking that ain't nothing happening but around black race. but they have no idea. Hey, the blood is running. And just because y'all don't see it, that's on y'all. They are killing each other right as I speak by great numbers. You see? So I was reading in Ezekiel, and then I went over in Isaiah, and then I wanted to hear what Jeremiah was saying, and they were talking about during that time where God and Magog, and how he's going to be throwing up and killing them. And it shows you, he said, and I'm going to bring them against Israel. So like he's bringing them against his people that he has set up on the mountain just to destroy them. And their bodies are going to be all out there. But guess what? They're going to be killing each other. He's going to turn their swords toward each other. You see? But then there's a day, a great and terrible day of Yah, when the sun and the moon and the stars going to have to give up what they thunder. But Yah saying he's going to sweep it with his army. I'm like saying these people just do not understand what's going on. But guess who do understand? I believe that the elites, and when I say the elites, I'm speaking of the highest levels. I believe they are fully aware of what is going on. And that's why they have built their city and their tunnels and their bed. And I mean, if their homes, everything in a location that's not going to affect them. I believe they are fully aware of Babylon coming down. I truly believe they know that's going to be the first power punch after the war nation against nation within. See, America comes down from within, which is a good thing because it shows you that the people who once trust in one another ain't going to trust in each other no more. It's like that now. It's just that nobody really focus on it that is happening because the news keep a lot of things away, so y'all really can't see what's going on in the world. So they keep a lot of things away, so y'all won't know what these Europeans are doing in this country. You know, like they're doing over in Europe and different other Europe countries. They cutting up over there, destroying each other. Well, that's how they doing it here, but they ain't showing everybody. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, but I believe that Matthew 24 and verse 7 is also speaking on that same level, is that they're going to be going after each other at that level. And that's why he's saying that how he's going to take out his and that's a good thing. That's showing you that he got it made. He got it planned, to do what he does best. And he's going to leave everybody else right where they at. And like I said, I really enjoy the fact that he shared with me the falling away from faith and the falling away from the word itself. That was great for me to know. That was like they said he was, and he is a comforter. That was a comforter to me, and to many of you all that's out there that might have a YouTube page that speaks about the Father's business, not jumping in and playing and messing around, but really have a crew that's listening to you minister and laboring and working on spirit and truth. Do we have many? No. Everybody wants to play in their own way of seeing it and comprehending it and interpreting it, and it's good. It's a good thing because I love how he allowed people to do what they're going to do. Okay, Sister Deborah might talk on it, might give a message on it, but what I do get a kick out of, he ain't busting no move on it. He's gonna let it reveal itself, even to the point of what he was saying to me today about the falling away and the falling away from faith. I thought that was like a spiritual mind blowing to me because it just brought full revelation of something that I was wondering, this shows that this this must happen. He said it. And then you're going to see the sin, but that's crazy. That's how easy it's going to be for people to take to the mark of the beast and the sin, the man of sin and redemption. This is why that's why they're going to take to him, because they're going to be and fell away from spirit and truth and the light. and from faith. They're going to turn to that type of doctrine that they're going to have out here. And now it makes all so much sense. But I didn't think that they would fall away from what is righteous. I just didn't think it. But I'm glad that the Father was able to reveal that, because it's prophesied that it's going to be, and it's going to be right next to where the beast and the Antichrist step in. I was like, ain't that nothing? That is so off the chain. I mean, they're going to all fall in place. So that's going back to and also allowing me to fully understand why the gate is narrow. You see, why the gate, and why is it those individuals that's coming and searching and trying to find their place? Because they're the true ones. They're the ones that's actually coming. And the Father is left prophecy, but there are going to be those who are going to be leaving, but there's going to be those that's coming. So I thought that was something that was really interesting, and it's something that I'm going to hold dear to my heart, because that's just showing you the move of Yah and how he got this thing worked out. But I also saw different times where he's going to be destroying individuals. Listen to this. I was looking at Amos chapter 9. In Amos chapter 9, let me go up to chapter 9, verse 9, because I might have this wrong. So I'm going to go Amos chapter 9 and verse 9 and verse 10. For lo, I will command. See, I like that, because instead of saying commandment, say command. Y'all command us to do this. Leave meant out of it. You see? So here in verse 9, it says, for lo, I will command, and I will shift the house of Israel among all nations. I will shift them among all nations, like as corn is shifted in a sieve. Yet shall not least grain fall upon the earth. Not least grain fall upon the earth. Now listen to this. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent me. Now I thought that was deep. That's deep, because you don't hear very many people talking about that. He said, all the sinners of my people. See, people thinking that the Father is got to take us because we Israel, we his people. No, you got it bent up and bent down. I've been telling people that all these years. Y'all got it mixed up. And it's okay for you to be mixed up right now. Because if you can fall away from the faith, and you can fall away from spirit and truth and the light, let me tell you, you can be mixed up about anything. All these doctrines it said you're going to end up following, go for it. Go. So listen to what it says in verse 10. Amos chapter 9 and verse 10. All the sinners of my people, just like he said, my people perish due to lack of knowledge because they reject knowledge. But look what he calling you. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Why ain't nobody talked about that? Why have nobody preached that and teach that, instead of just telling all of Israel going out of here? I believe if it means all of us going out, is when he sweep everybody out, they go out. But there are those who are going to die by the sword. Now watch what he says. Which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Now watch this here, verse 11. In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David. The tabernacle of David that is fallen, and closed up the branches thereof, and I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Now see, this is why I try to tell several people about the dry bones. He just broke down to you how he's going to raise the dry bones. the tabernacle of David. That's the army of David. That's the dry bones in Ezekiel 37. I think it's 37. He's going to bring up the dry bones. Listen to what he says. In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David. That is, watch this here, that is fallen. Remember, they died in the war with David. And close up the branches. Why is he going to close up the branches? Because the tree is going to have many branches. That means, y'all don't get it. Y'all ain't going to get it. And it don't make no difference if you do, if you don't. In verse 10, Amos chapter 9 and verse 10, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. That's why he's going to raise up David's army to take a place of this many of his people that's going to die by the sword. Keep on playing with him if you want. Keep on walking around here thinking you holy than I. Oh, you got spirit and truth. You got the light. Hey, I know I'm in there. You keep on. Look at verse 10. It's telling you that all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. What part of that you don't get? Who is that coming from? A prophet of the Most High Yah, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. And that's the way I see Judah. That's the way I see Israel. I see them thinking that they can play, swim, dive, eat, live, boast in this evil, and they good to go. They going to Mount Zion when they finish. Oh, baby, I told y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all are not going nowhere. Now, I know that he's going to take out what belongs to him, but he's sending y'all so many messages. Listen to what happened. Then he go to verse 11. In that day when all them die, that's what he's telling you. When all of the people all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Now listen to verse 11. In that day, in what day they die, will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Who is David's tabernacle that's fallen? That's his armies. All them army that fell and lost their life. Listen to what he said. And close up the branches thereof. See, Gentiles, be careful. Because if you thinking he needs you to close up the branches, he don't. He's going to raise up the dry bones to close up the branches. Listen to what he says. David army that has fallen, and close up the branches thereof. So all the branches that fell from the root, guess what? He's going to close it up with the dry bones. Hello. And I will raise up his ruins. Who? David. And I will build it as in the day of old. Y'all gonna build his own people back up with those that represent him. That's a beautiful thing. That's why I told these men, stop looking over there in Isaiah and talking all this stupid stuff. He told you in Isaiah chapter 3 that your men are going to be dying by the sword, and your mighty men, your men going to die in the war, and by the sword, the mighty men going to die by the sword. He told them that in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. He told you. So when you get to verse Isaiah 4, that's why it's one man to 7 women, and that man, any of the men that survive that, they're going to be called holy. And this is what the women said: we want to be called holy. Just let us be called to take away our reproach. No man can take away your reproach. They speaking of something that can take away their reproach, holy. And then the Father began to say that I purge you with the burning of your scab, with the burning, and you too shall now be holy. See? It ain't about everybody got it so wrong, Father. Yeah, and I'm so sorry. But you know what? I got to highlight this bad boy here, because this is going right back to what I keep trying to tell people. Let me see. Amos chapter 6 and verse 3. Let me see what that is talking about. Ye that put far away the evil days and cause the seat of the violence to come near. Yea, that put far away the evil days and cause the seat of violence to come near. That's talking about the same thing. Verse 9 and verse 10 is talking about all the sinners of my people. See, of his people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. So you know what? I'm going to end there. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start trying to really stick to constantly praying in the spirit and just allowing Yah to prepare me. It's not about everybody else. It's about being, what he say, found doing. You see? And I don't want it to be the effort of what I'm doing. Just it'll be just who I am. Be found doing. You don't have to put all this and add all this and do all this, because the Father is revealing to you people are where they already at. That's why I told y'all in the last probably 10 videos, you already should know where you at. You already should know where you stand. You can't buy your way into the kingdom, okay? You can't buy your way into being a hypocrite, okay? You can't buy your way in trying to fake it to think you're making it. Nothing gonna buy your way in. So don't put too much emphasis on thinking that you can override the Most High Yah. And a lot of people follow the ways of other people, which is another good thing for them. Because if you're going to fall away, you're going to fall away toward that which led you to fall away. They listen to others and they take heed to others. And to me, like I say, that's a good thing, because no matter, he never said how you will fall away, but he said it ain't nobody that they falling away but my righteous, my spirit and truth, my light. And then he turned around and said they falling away from faith. I was like, so being branded, you ain't guaranteed. No, because he said it. You falling away. And that's when he said his spirit said they're going to fall away from faith. But I'm glad I saw that, because it shows me how people would make you think that you are the problem of their issue. But the Father is constantly assuring you to don't stand in that dark space. Let them stand alone. Because after a while, you're going to see them fall by the wayside. Because it's prophesied. And I just read, as I keep telling Judah, my people, they're going to die by the sword. That's a prophet talking about in that day. You see? Y'all don't understand. Everybody wants to play. Even the Gentiles want to play like they grafted in. But their identity speaks louder than their words. Their actions. How they love the world. And what race they are in the world. And they stand on that side as if that's the side of anything righteous. They stand on the unrighteous side and include themselves to be that, lining up with that, than to line up with righteous. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the Most High allowing things to be identified and revealed. And I give him all praise and glory and honor. That's my Most High. And I thank him. I'm going to sleep good this evening. I'm going to sleep good tonight, because he's given me so much information today and yesterday. I feel refreshed. And I give him all glory and honor and praise, for he is my Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Shalom and shalom.